Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Springboks 33, Australia 7. We break the Brisbane curse. 11 years since we won, stretching all the way back to 2013. But today the Boks rocked up and put on a show, to be perfectly honest. Really impressive win that. Last 7 minutes of poor discipline, 3 yellow cards. Conceding a try eventually. But I mean, to concede a try in the 76th minute for the first time, conceding points in the game, shows you how impressive and how dominant that Springbok performance was. A performance of mixed things, you know, and really good things as well. Skill set on display, phenomenal. Innovation from lineouts, from scrum moves. Good hands, for example. The Boks are looking so refreshed and so comfortable in trying new things and are accurate in trying these things. Massive performances from players who were given a chance. Jason Dixon, colossal. Albert Lowe, really solid. Grant Williams off the bench, really good. Quokka Smith back to being, you know, that impactful self that we kind of used to. Malcolm Marx, yes, getting a yellow card, but was really good off the bench and got a decent about 50-odd minutes in. So in general, I think all Bok fans very happy with what we just saw there, because we've been waiting for a performance against Tier 1 nation of that kind of caliber, and it was almost a scoreless performance in terms of keeping Australia out. And I can't remember the last time I've seen Australia be kept out. And it did take 2 yellow cards and 76 minutes for them to eventually breach the Bok defense. Before we look at some of the stats and exactly where the game was won and lost, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Let's go through it, shall we? So things all started pretty well. Siya Kolisi went over in the 9th minute, and what a weird innovation from the line out there. Ball to the back of the line out to Jason Dixon, who then throws it into Eben Smith, who had been lifted, by the way. So 2 lifters. Jason Dixon, back to Eben Smith. Down they go for the rolling more. Siya Kolisi tears it off around the back, and he goes over in the 9th minute. Such a cool, innovative try from the coaching staff. Sasha Zulu had missed an earlier penalty, then adds the extras to make it 7-0 after 10 minutes. And then we really stepped it up again. Butchered a bit of a try, had a fantastic break. Sasha Zulu down the right-hand side, creating that space. Billy a 3-on-1 situation, cutting inside. Such a bad decision from him, and especially a weird, because he's such a good decision maker. But to be fair, he made up for it, because PSF Toy went over 23 minutes later, and Billy was instrumental in that build-up. He actually had a really good game, Billy Leroux, apart from that try, which should have been scored. He was involved in a lot. So Zulu making no issue there. Then a bit of a controversial moment with Andrew Kellaway being yellow card in the 29th minute, picking up Kobus Reinach, tip tackle, dropping him on the ground, not putting him down safely. Kobus Reinach landing on his head. It was binned, but was not deemed to be worthy of an upgrade to a red card. He got very lucky that Andrew Kellaway, who, however, did take the opportunity off the result. About 5 minutes later, Kurt Lawrence off a bit of a messy line-out turn, beat one, found so much space in front of him. He goes over, scores the try. Sasha Zulu converts, and at half-time, 21 points to 0. Which was really good, but could have been even more. Such was the dominance of the Boks. And if we then look at the second half, took a while to get going, and 61 minutes until we managed to eventually get back to scoring. And it was Quokka Smith who came off the bench and went over a nice little couple of phases. PSF Toy running it hard, and then a bit of a pop-up from Grant Williams to Quokka Smith coming in on speed on the angle as well. He went over, Sasha adding the extras, and then beautiful from the kickoff, Billy Leroux opting to keep ball in play. Sasha Zulu, they ran the hands to JC Creel, who had his ball space down the left-hand side, cut inside, got away from one, then powered down the middle, drawing into defenders, and then the perfect pass left-hand side to Kurt Lawrence, who went over for his brace. And things were looking comfortable at 33. But things got a bit more complicated. Malcolm Marx yellow card 66 minutes for head contact. Mark was starting to follow him into the bin 71 minutes for consecutive penalties, almost a time waste time. The yellow card for, the idea of time wasting when we're 33 points to 0 up is a weird one. Hunter Basami eventually going over the 75th minute. Very nice kick, it must be said, from Leineck. From the side, and then Jesse Creel trying to go for an interception The 78th minute was deemed to have deliberately knocked it on, and as a result, he went into the bin as well. Let's look at some of the stats, shall we say? Minutes in the lead, 73 minutes from the box, 90% of the game in the lead. But let's have a look at at all the stats, shall we? And then we'll talk about a couple of key players. Territory-wise, 52-48 in favor of the box. Possession, 52% for the box. But 9% in the last 10 minutes. So that shows you how much pressure we're under. 91% possession for the Wallabies. Set plays, the scrum was dominant. Whilst it says 75% win and 100% win for the Wallabies, the box scrum was really good. Won 3 or 4 penalties, I think, out of the scrums. Lineouts, a couple of inaccurate lineouts from both sides, but I really enjoyed the innovation we saw at the lineouts for the box. On attack, we 287 post-contact meters, 9 line breaks, 142 carries. Far more passes as well than Australia, so really look to attack today. 15 turnovers lost. Probably need to look after possession a little bit better, and discipline towards the end was a bit poor. In the end, conceding 12 penalties, 3 yellow cards, not ideal, but I think if we look into that sort of 68-minute mark, we probably would have conceded about 8 penalties, I reckon. And was the yellow card came around then as well. So 66 minutes of really good discipline, and then a bad 10 minutes. Australia, other than that, they conceded 15 penalties, 1 yellow card. Tackle completion for the box, 138, missing 18. A completion of 88%. Kicking more than Australia as well, but I really like the way that we kicked, for example. A couple kicks in behind. Some nice, really good game management. Let's talk about some key players. I thought Sachapam Ngomazulu looked like a veteran. You know, so comfortable. A couple of mistakes, missed a touch twice, missed a penalty. Also, you know, that kick. Well, he went up when Cooper's round went up, and he kind of collided with him. But also a really good line break. Kicked really well off the tee. Just the 2 missed kicks. The first one was a proper shank. The second one was a bit better. But apart from that, kicked really nicely. 4 conversions to his name in that match. Defended really nicely, generally kicked pretty well. Peter the toy, absolutely colossal. 12 carries from him, 9 from Billy Louis. If you look at line breaks, Kurt Lawrence with 3. Tackles and Peter, Ben Jason Dixon, 19. Massive shift. I thought Ben Jason Dixon really put his hand up today. If Arcus Neymar's not fit, I think you go with that as once. You go Peter the toy at 5, Ben Jason Dixon at 7. Happy days, really. Other good performances. I thought Ulrich Lowe stepped up and put his hand up. I thought he was really impressive. Jesse Creel looked really good again. Willie LaRue was as usual, in creative self. The front row, Oxenchair was fantastic. And Seklisi once again looking really good in this new system. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. And we're going to get into the player ratings show. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So basically what we're going to do now, I'm just going to change the title here. SA versus Oz player ratings. I just need to shift that a little bit. Now we're gonna get into the player ratings, shall we? So just so we recap that game a little bit, and now we can really get stuck into the player ratings and see what you guys all think with regards to the individual performances. Basically, we go through we get everybody a rating of 1 to 10, and we also vote for man of the match. So in the meantime, I want you guys to let me know who you think should be man of the match in the comments below. I want to give you guys a few minutes to give me some options. Then we're going to go through it and basically whittle it down to 4 options and then go and vote for a man of the match. Just sorting out the player ratings, making sure it's all working nicely. And then we can get stuck into it. So yeah, what I need from you is man of the match nominations. I want to know who you think should be getting those man of the match shout. What are we thinking? Personally, I think Ben Jason Dixon could be in there. Kurt Lawrence scored 2 tries. He should probably definitely be in there. Good argument for Sachapam Ngomazulu to be in there. Who else could be in there? David Dead Indy played well. Ulrich Lowe was pretty good. Seklisi was solid. Oxenchair had a great game. Lots and lots of options, if you ask me, for your potential sort of man of the matches. So what are we saying over here? I'm seeing a Kurt Lee shot. I'm seeing Peter Step the Toy shot. I'm seeing an Oris shot. I'm seeing a Sash shot. I'm seeing a lot of Peter Step the Toy. I mean, so good, isn't he? So good. Who was your man of the match? So far, we're going to put Peter Step the Toy in there. Elijah reckons he's expecting more from Sasha. I mean, it was his first ever start in a Bok jersey. People are also making don't come with this, not sure why he's extracted to kick. How do you watch that game? I don't understand this. You watch that game, you pump the Aussies with 5 tries, for example, and the first thing you talk about is why must we kick so much? All the teams that win matches kick more than the other teams. That's not an opinion, by the way. That's a fact. You go look at, for example, the mid-year series. The teams that kick more won the game. It is a tactic. It's how you didn't. David saying Billy 4 out of 10 didn't pass once. Was instrumental in 3 tries, but people choose not to see that. What are we saying? Yeah, I'm seeing somebody on this Curly answer. I have to put him in there with 2 tries, don't we? And what else are we saying? Yeah, I'm seeing Firefly says Jesse Creel. Genji saying Ox was good. I'm seeing time and attention saying low. What else are we saying over here? Leslie saying the Sasha excuses have begun. Dude, so yawn. What a yawn comment. The Sasha excuses have begun. 22 years old, and he's just guided the Boks to a 33.7 victory over Australia in a place we haven't won in 11 years. Yeah, it's a strange comment. It's a very, very strange comment. But yeah, I suppose everyone, all the haters there, all the haters. Anyway, I need more options over here. Where else are we saying? I'm seeing JP now saying low. Come on, I need other options here. Well, should we we can stick it to Curly Arnson and Peter Step the Toy. I think that's probably fair enough, to be fair. So let's put that. So we'll throw that up into the polls. So that's your man of the match. Are you guys all rating? We've got the player ratings. I'm going to put them on screen very, very shortly. So you guys need to go and start voting for them. Basically 1 to 10, people. 1 to 10. It's very, very easy. It's not rocket science. We try to make this as easy as possible. And basically, we go look at every single player. We give them a rating between 1 and 10. And we then vote for man of the match. That is how horrendously complicated this is. So we'll put that on screen in just a bit. Right, there we go. So that's what it looks like. So if you haven't voted, then make sure you go and vote on that. The link in the description is there. So go and vote for those player ratings. And we'll start with Oxen Chair. But yeah, so the link is in the description. So there's no excuse not to vote. And the whole idea is that we all vote and then it kind of aggregates it. So when you're going to, when I put my vote in, for example, then that's going to be like kind of like the aggregate score from what everyone has had to say so far. Gives us a nice sort of average, basically. And hopefully that's kind of a bit more of a fan opinion, really, as opposed to just me giving my rating, which is probably gonna be right, because I'm the goat like that. What I say is law, basically. It's the power that comes with having the channel. It's with great power comes great responsibility, and I've got all the power. But let's get stuck into this, and let's start with Oxen Chair. I thought Oxen Chair was fantastic. Yeah, I'll get going, but you guys, I've got to get you guys the chance to rate here. So we'll get this going through. We might go slightly into the All Black game, but we'll get there. I'm being shouted at you. Right, we're going to vote through these. But I've got to give you guys time to vote on the thing, because then everybody gets upset that they haven't voted on the system. Oxen Chair, I'm giving him an 8. What do we say? Has to be an 8 for me. So good with ball in hand. So good at scrum time. A couple of nice little touches in and around there as well. I'm going to give him an 8. 7.7. You guys have gone slightly lower. I think 7.7, that's fine. Still a nice high rating for Mr. Chekhov. You've earned your cake, Ox. Bongi Benambi, what difficult for Bongi Benambi, who only played about 32 minutes despite starting. Good 32. I think his lineouts were pretty solid. Not much, a bit of an average game, but it was hard work around the park as usual from Mr. Bongs in Benams. And I'm happy to give him a 7. That's where I'm kind of at. I'm at a 7. What are you guys thinking? QNX Ox a 10. I'm not even mad at that shot, to be fair. Not even mad. Bongi's got 2 carries, 2 tackles, didn't miss a tackle. Yeah, I think 7's fine. What are we going here? I don't mind a 7. 6.6. I think it's 6.5 is probably about right. Right, France by Herbert. France with made a couple of nice tackles, by the way. A couple of actually 7 tackles. 1 carry from him. Immense at the scrum. I'm also going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good today. 7.1. Again, feels a bit harsh because I think that he decimated him at scrum time. And defensively was really good. Let's go to BITDEFENDER, shall we? Bit of a quiet game from BITDEFENDER from a defensive point of view, but on the ball in hand looked like BITDEFENDER. He got involved. 7 carries from him, making 40 meters, 2 defenders beaten. 3 tackles, 2 missed tackles. That's what I mean by a bit of a quiet game defensively from him. But overall, pretty good. And I'm going to give him a 7. At the end of the day, 7.4, I think that's about fair. I think 7.5 would have been fair. I don't think it was quite an 8 for me because, I use the even index, which is basically if you're not putting in an all-timer, it's not acceptable because if you're going to be one of our greatest, if not arguably the greatest players of all time, then you got to just drop great performance all the time. It's the even index, which is how I, monitor Peter Toy. If this is not one of the performances from the ages, then why bother? Because don't waste our time, Peter Toy. If you're not going to give us the best performance ever, which is what you basically do every single game you ever play in the Springboks, then we're going to be upset because that's just the standard. And at the end of the day, it's your fault. Peter Toy, if you're watching this, it's your fault for being that good, for being one of the best players to play this game of rugby. So similarly, there, Emirates a bit kind of gets always goes a bit down if he doesn't, produce an absolute all-timer. I am just joking, so before we all start having a conniption. Let's look at that Peter Toy performance, by the way. Playing at lock, not the usual number 7. 13 carries, 13 tackles, 1 missed carry, 48 meters gain, 7 passes, 1 offload, a clean break, and 1 defender beaten, as well as a try. I think I'm on a 9, Peter Toy. What are we saying? Has to be higher than 8. Has to be higher than 8. 8.7. Get him in there. Peter Toy, he's just so good, isn't he? So good. And every single time, people start saying, oh no, he's just looking old. Jeepers me. He just keeps taking up a notch. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing from him. So I think 8.7 is about right. David Peters with an Australian flag. I think it's Australian flag. It could be a New Zealand flag. I only see half of it. I don't know which one it is. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. Also saying Peter 29. It'll be cool if they've got an Australian guy in the comments here adding to the ratings. It'll be refreshing to see that. Siakalisi looked really good once again. This new system suits him. Far more ball carrying, which is what I like to see from him. 3 carries, 7 tackles, no missed tackles. 3 defenders beaten, 80 meters gained, as well as a try. He's going to get an 8 from me. 7.6. Yeah, I think he deserved an 8. 7.6 is relatively higher than most people, so probably an all right one there. And I'm just going to put my TV onto the rugby channel so we can see what's cooking over there in New Zealand versus Argentina, which kickoff has not started yet, so don't come at me just yet. Gotta get through these, these are the important things. And at the end of the day, these 2 tier 2 nations over there playing over in Wellington, this is the important thing. Ben Jason Dixon, he wasn't even supposed to start, and I think could very easily be in that man of the match conversation. I thought it was absolutely terrific. 19 tackles, not a single tackle missed from Ben Jason Dixon. 6 carries, 10 passes, 8 meters gained, 1 bad pass. I thought he was absolutely superb, and he's going to get a big 8 from me. Really good work that from Ben Jason Dixon. So chuffed. And if you've been watching the channel, I don't want to be that person that says I told you so. But oh my word, did I tell you that this guy is special. And today, once again, showed, I mean, Pierre the toy must be, you must have been watching him a year ago. And you look at him in that World Cup final and you sit there thinking of, how are we going to replace Pierre the toy? How are we ever going to cope without him? And I don't want to overhype Ben Jason Dixon, but cheapers me from the way he plays, the work rate, the game he had today. You kind of go, well, that's how. That is literally how. He is playing the exact same role in such a similar way, and making it look really, really, I wouldn't say really easy, but just so comfortable at this level. Yeah, very, very tough for him because he's worked hard. He's not a young player. Not old. He's about my age, I think, just slightly younger. And I'm not old, just by the way. Let's not even go down that road. But he's had to buy his time. He's had to really work hard and wait for his opportunity. And then once he has gotten it, he's taken it with both hands, and he's been really, really good. So chuff with him. Albert Lowe, somebody who I think is also really taken his opportunity. I thought he looked really good off the bench against Portugal. Looked really good again today. Skill set looks solid. 9 carries from him. 8 tackles, just the 1 missed tackles, 34 meters gained, 4 defenders beaten. I'm actually at an 8 for our number 8. I thought he was really, really good today. I think that he might have given the box selectors something to think about moving forward. Evan Lewis obviously out for 6 months. We've got to look at our options. Jasper Beeson becomes available towards the end of the month. But I think on today's game, I would have no issue seeing Ulrich Lowe start against the All Blacks at the end of the month. So yeah, it's a really good moment there. Just seeing over here, you're saying Donny's put his foot down where the Lions are concerned. We lost too many at the start of the season. It's actually Dion, as opposed to Don. Don scrums, Dion lineouts. To be fair, some of the lines, when they were pretty cool. I do think they need to be slightly more accurate, but getting there. I wouldn't say it's a massive issue. Not too much cause for concern just yet, but it is something worth monitoring. Jamie says low at 7. A lot of people saying Ben J sticks at 8. A couple even 9s there. Craig says, Steve, did you play rugby? What position? Well, as you can see by this physique over here, I actually played a lot of positions. And I played club rugby as a lighty when I was about 10, 11. I played it in the loose trio. When I got to high school, small high school, not a lot of people had played rugby before. My silky skill set had me at inside centre and then at flower half, actually, where I played majority of my rugby before I then left rugby to play hockey because I was a much better hockey player. And because I only grew late. So I wasn't this absolute behemoth of a man back then. And then played a bit of varsity, actually, a bit of res rugby where I played at 8th man. So there's your Stevie P rugby history. The illustrious career that probably peaked at playing res rugby for a club called Phoenix. Cobus Reinach, I don't think Cobus Reinach had his best game. I think that he had a chance to really put his hand up, and I don't think he did the kind of job he would have liked to have done. I don't think he was bad, but I don't think he was terrific. I'm probably going to give him a 6. I think he took a while for him to get going as well. 7, yeah, I think that's... You got somebody got lower. Somebody got a 6.6. Bongi. Yeah, I think that's a bit harsh. But yeah, I think that's probably... Yeah, I mean, I think 7... I don't think he was as good as he could have been today, Cobus Reinach. I think he's better than that. Archie, by the way, has kicked off over there, so we're going to send you over to Ruse in a little bit. So we're going to get through the rest of this. Sash Zulu, very interested to see how this rating goes. I'm sitting at a 7 for Sasha. 75% tackle success rate, 67% kick success rate because of those kicks towards the end, but 12 tackles, 4 missed tackles. Bit of a mixed bag for Sasha. I really like the way that he... I like the confidence he brought to the game. I thought he managed the game generally very well. Kicks for touch. Ironically, though, I think it's kind of a performance where it was kind of all or nothing. Yeah, Alton Yankees puts that performance in, he probably gets a 4 because people love to just hate on all the small things. But I thought in general, I thought Sasha was really good. I'm going to give him a 7, maybe a 6, 8. I think that's maybe a bit generous because obviously that means a lot more people have gone up there. There were mistakes in this game. There were, at the end of the day. A couple missed tackles, missed touch twice, missed 2 kicks. So it wasn't a flawless performance, but for a player of his age, tell you what. Oh, I thought I was about to score there. So we will get through this so we can all go enjoy that game. But it is important we do this properly. Curtly Orense, well, I mean, so good, scoring 2 tries. You probably have to give him a 9, don't you? 8.6. What did Peter Steff's get? An 8.7. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we're pretty on track here, actually. I think we're aligning quite nicely. Damien Delindi, another really good game from him. 1 clean break. He made 8 tackles, missing 2. 10 meters gained, 2 defenders beaten. Solid work from him. Going to give him a 7. 7.2. I was an 8 for JC Creel. You kind of get 1 down for getting a yellow card. I don't know about the rules. I mean, I do, but... So I'm probably going to give JC Creel a 7. He probably deserved an 8. But that yellow card... I'm glad actually everybody else has brought it up to an 8. Maybe I'm being harsh. I kind of just generally knock off a point if you get a yellow card, which he did. So that's why I'm knocking a point off him. But he was, once again, so good. Nakanya must be so pissed off that he got injured, and JC Creel then decided to say, cool, I'm just going to casually become the best 13 in the world. And I actually genuinely mean that. I think Rico Awani on his day obviously can rival them. When Gail Fiku's playing the best rugby, he can rival them. Gary Ringrose, I thought, didn't have the best series, but I mean, and Robbie Henshaw can on their days be right up there, but I don't think anyone he's playing better rugby right now than JC Creel at 13. I genuinely don't. Cheslin Colby, another good game from him. What can't he do? He was feeding balls to the line out. He was putting balls into the scrums. I'm going to give him a 7. Wasn't as bright as you would like to have been. Cheslin Colby maybe not as involved as you'd like to have been. 7.9, people going a bit higher. This is going to be an interesting one. Billy LaRue. Yeah, that one butcher try, grants, but I thought after that, his decision making, and that's why the try was such a weird one, because he's usually so good when it comes to his decision making. But that try wasn't great. But apart from that, was highly involved in. The thing with Billy LaRue is when you look at what the Boks do well, he's always at the heart of it. And that's just a fact. He's the heartbeat of the side. I think that's probably the best way of describing him. He is the heartbeat of the Boks. So I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was really solid. Knocked one point off maybe from that butchering a try. I think 7's fair from him. Malcolm Marks, I thought looked really good. I thought he looked full of energy. I thought he looked very fit. Didn't look off the pace at all. Does get a point knocked off. So I'm going to go down to a 7 for him because of that yellow card once again. 7.1, I think that's fair. Gerard Steelekamp, not too much to do. Looked pretty solid though. I'm going to give him a 7. Really, really happy with what I'm seeing from him off the bench. Think he looks really reliable. 6.8, maybe a bit harsh. Vincent Koch, probably similar to Gerard Steelekamp. Not much wrong, for example. 6.5. To say he was the worst player in the park, maybe a bit harsh. Salman Murat, the bench is always hard to rate, isn't it? I mean, he got 27 minutes. He made 7. Actually, I thought Salman Murat was pretty good today. Tackled pretty solidly, so I'm going to give him a 7. 5.9. This is just a weird Salman Murat agenda at the moment. There is absolutely no reason that people should be giving him a 5. He came on. We were down for 27 minutes. We were down to 40 men for 14 of them, and we defended by itself for 10 of them. And he made 7 tackles in that time. And I'll tell you what, Argentina are about to go over. Are they about to go over matches? Oh, tell you what, Carreras, this is a proper game over there. I tell you, New Zealand are hanging on at the moment. I'm going to go and watch this game properly. I think that's very harsh somewhere. I don't think that there's anything he did to warrant such a bad rating. I feel for him. I know a lot of people sometimes are a bit surprised, for example. I thought today was once again. Jamie saying, I know you love Vinny, but he wasn't as good as you think. David saying, agreed, are you really? I was too harsh. At the end of the day, stats don't lie, and statistically, we score more tries than he plays. He's got the most try assists. I think it's him and Bowden Barrett with the most try assists in the last decade in international rugby. I'll check that stat. But yeah, the stats don't lie. We are a better team when he plays. That makes me a Billy LaRue. If that makes me a Billy LaRue lover, then so be it. I like us to play better rugby, and we play better rugby when he plays. Malcolm Starden, also got a yellow card. He was probably quite average, to be fair. Came on, made a nice steal, got a yellow card, 6.1. I mean, as I said, to say that Salman played worse than Malcolm Starden, I think is a pretty wild shout. Quacker Smith, on the other hand, came on, scored a try, So that usually gives me an extra point in my books. 5 carries, 5 tackles, including a very important turnover and tackle. I'm going to give him an 8. Proper impact performance from him. 7.7 is probably about right. I think I'm at about 7.5. Grant Williams, I was actually really chuffed with Grant Williams. I thought he looked really good off the bench. I wonder if we might not see Morne van den Berg next week. Maybe even see Grant Williams start. But I thought he defended really well, especially when we were down to that man. So I'm going to give Grant Williams an 8. 7.5, I think that's fair. And Andre Pollard didn't have much to do. Did make a big mistake off the kickoff. Probably end up giving him a 6. I thought he was average. Didn't do much. 6.5. Fair enough. Right, people, those are the player ratings, which means the last thing that is to do is to award a man of the match. And there are 289 votes. We are going to end the poll there. And it is the legendary Pieter-Steph du Toit who will walk away. Oh, wait, hang on. With the man of the match. But the final thing we actually have to do is rate Rassie Erasmus, which is a new thing that we're doing for the first time. So we're going to rate the coach. Now, lots to talk about when it comes to the coach, because there's things like team selection. Did we get the team selection right? Did we get the tactics right, for example? And then did we get the game management right? And I'll tell you what, this is proper rugby beyond display. Damien McKenzie up towards Sevu Reece in the corner, ball back inside, knocked backwards brilliantly. And that'll be a 5-year scrum, I think, but it's a proper game. We're going to get there. Rassie Erasmus, well, team selection, I don't think you can argue a single one of those selections. I think it was perfect, even with the injury. I actually almost think the injury almost helped us to a certain degree. I thought we looked so balanced. And I think we do look like a better bomb squad when we've got a lock on the bench. So Brave Stars giving Rassie a 6.5. That's a wild shot, considering we just pumped the Aussies. I'm at an 8 for Rassie. I think that execution maybe could be a little bit better in the second half. I think we could have scored more points. But we tried new things. I thought the handling looked really good. The physicality was really good. Our in-game management, I think, was relatively good. I think our substitutions all came at the right time. So I'm going to give him an 8. 8.8 people have got... I mean, he's gotten the highest rating. And fair. Deserved. It's just such exciting times as a Springbok fan, watching this team, watching Rassie Erasmus innovate, watching Tony Brown influence how we play. So we're going to end it there. People are going to send you off to Rubes, who is currently live with the All Blacks game, and go and join him. Go and give him a support. If you think it might be Christina commentating, it's not. It is a lookalike twin, Mr. Roods. And that is where we're going to... People will have the press comments up very, very shortly. That should be up within the next half an hour, so keep an eye out for that, as well as the Joe Schmidt one as well. Smash like on the video, subscribe.